Welcome to Brawls, Panties, and Sports. This is Spitface, and I'm here with the First Lady of Sports Talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith. Uh, CJ out of Chicago had to deal with a family affair and will not be here today. But we got the Shimmy Shake girls to keep us going and a lot on the menu. Now, check out the music this week on Shout Out. We are featuring Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel, where they find their shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button. It's time for our old school giggle. Let's see what we got up in here today for the giggle.
I was driving around in old Mexico. I got lost, I didn't know which way to go. I was confused, it was late and I was in a fog. I ran over the Taco Bell dog. I felt that smush and I said, oh mama. My lowrider crushed that little chihuahua. I prayed for forgiveness in a synagogue. I ran over the Taco Bell dog. If I am caught, they will put me in a cell with 20 locks. Unless I can pin it on Jack in the box. I'll be whipped, then beaten, and then I'll be flogged. I ran over the Taco Bell dog. His last words were, yo quiero el médico. I flattened that pup, to hell I will go. I should have skipped driving and gone for a jog. I ran over the Taco Bell dog. I ran over the Taco Bell dog. I ran over the Taco Bell.
All right, it's First Lady. What you saying?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle and let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Michael Irvin wishes he could fly far, far away from another accusation of sexual assault. Old school and Dizzy Mack would say, need to grow. Is it time for the NFL and Michael Irvin to part ways? Is this a bigger issue for Michael Irvin or black male sportscasters in general, especially former players? Why do these grown men keep letting the little head tell the big head what to do? Lawrence Taylor, Warren Sapp, Eugene Robinson, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Michael Irvin, Michael Irvin, Michael Irvin. Well, let's get to the accusations. You know me, I got to tell you the little story before what's going on. So there is a 27-year-old lady who claims that she met Mr. Michael Irvin at the bar, and they was in a hotel together. I believe this was in I want to say this was in Fort Lauderdale or somewhere. It was in Florida where it happened, because I think he was going home to visit some family. Well, she claims that she was in his room and she became sick, and she just remembers fighting him off and woke up as he was checking out, So she was in the room and she just remembers she was sick. She woke up and she felt that she was drugged and raped. And he went to, so they did all the tests and, the rape kit and everything. So, she said this happened. Michael Irvin, of course, he denies it. His lawyer denies it. He says that the girl was drunk. As a matter of fact, she doesn't remember what happened. So she don't even remember there was assault because she said she was drunk. Now, Michael Irvin said the girl followed him back to his room. Now, this is what I have an issue with. I don't understand why his big ass head should have told, he has a big head. His head is really big. He should have told his little dumbass head, don't let this girl in the room, fool. That's what his big head should have said to the little head. Now, of course, the little head has more power than that big head, and he let the girl in the room. Now, you would think Michael Irvin, with his past transgressions, because this is the third time this man is being accused of sexual assault. Now, the first time it happened to him, the girl lied, and she admittedly lied, so the case obviously was dropped. Then there was a second case. Now, that one never went to court. He was never charged with anything. They went to, it was a civil court case, and they settled out of court. So I don't know. It was a confidential settlement. So now this is the third girl. Michael Irvin, you need to think before you let these women in your room. I don't understand why you're doing this. He has a nice wife, nice family, and he has a good job. And that's where we are now, a good job with the NFL. So what is the NFL Network and the NFL going to do about this situation with Michael Irvin? I don't know, because, it's a tough situation because, the NFL has always been on the spotlight because of the fact that they've had their players abusing women. So now you got an analyst that works for you, and he's allegedly abusing women. So it's a tough situation for them. This is the third time. So I wonder really if they are going to be compelled to let Michael Irvin go. Now, he does a great job being an analyst. So, that's going to be a tough decision. And as far as this being a bigger issue, I don't think it's a bigger issue because, men should not put themselves in these situations. And they really shouldn't. They should just go home to their nice wife and family. But if they become in a time where they decide to let the little head continue to make their decisions, this is what my advice to these men. You better pull out your phone and you better obtain a video consent from the woman saying that she is agreeing to consensual sex. That's what you need to do. Spitface, over to you.
Obviously the first lady has been, just really staying on top of President Donald Trump. She's picked up his ways. You got to get that prenup. You got to get the pre-sex agreement. Nowadays, and you better have technology backing you up, and make sure you don't upset Vladdy, because we know he really running the show. But First Lady, that there's just no way I'm gonna try to defend Michael Irvin. You know that. That ain't even gonna happen, brother. Look, I'm gonna put it like this: NFL Network, bye bye, baby, bye bye. gotta go. Michael, you gotta go. You gotta go because it just the appearance can no longer be tolerated. The appearance can no longer be tolerated. You have impacted the integrity. Your integrity is out the window. It was always kind of suspect in the first place, and you had mellowed yourself out to a point where they said, look, Granddaddy Irvin, we'll let those past transgressions, be in the past. And you are still exhibiting behavior from when you was, playing with the Cowgirls. Playing with the Dallas Cowboys. Well, back then they were the Cowboys because they were actually winning something. So I take that, I stand corrected when the Cowboys was something. But you ain't in that role no more. It ain't those days no more. It's 2017. And unless you want to go out like Bill Cosby, you need to mellow your role, brother, because it now everything up under the screw. You think TMZ, be looking at folks will start coming out the woodwork on you. And that's just high. And they ain't trying to make no money. They just want to get they just want to get a hit on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and all of that. So that's all. They just want to get. They want to get some social media fame. Mm-hmm. So you ain't gonna be able to. It just ain't like it was. They ain't sweeping jack under the rug. Nowadays the camera is everywhere, and the other part is women ain't taking that BS no more. Not that they've been taking it all along, but back then, it's like, oh, little lady, you ain't do nothing, go. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. NFL Network, you got to get rid of Michael Irvin. He got to go. He got to go. He got to go the way of Warren Sapp, Lawrence Taylor, because if he does not have enough sense at this time to not let 27-year-old women follow him to his room and let him in. Come on. And they've been drinking. Michael Irvin, he got some years on him. He ain't no youngster who, wink, come on. And how many folks he done see go down? This ain't somebody who has not seen this show before.
He talked about it on this network.
This is called, I still think I'm above. Dude is over. Now the other part is that, when you got folks like Greg Hardy and other folks, you got Zeke pulling down women's tops, you notice that they happen to be black. And it is going to get to a point where it's going to be a lot of shade thrown on black male sportscasters, and it's already been that way for black players. So look, you can let the little head tell the big head what to do, but if you can't learn the lessons that you do that, you setting yourself up. You need to go. Need to grow.
Well, there's more than just black people, because everybody forgot about Ben Roethlisberger. Also had 2 transgressions too, but his got kind of swept under the cover more so than some of these black.
Ben ain't said jack.
Ben
said, let me. I ain't gonna say. Look. I ain't gonna do nothing.
There's double standards when you're black and when you're white.
I ain't gonna say there ain't no double standard, but boy, I put it like this: some folks learn how to look. Let me shut up, and enjoy my double. Let me enjoy my double standard without going out, without having to bring it up where they have to mention. Well, did they get a double standard? You better. So that boy be as quiet as a church mouse.
All right, over to you, Spitface.
Let's see. What are we doing here? Oh, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shops when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest. That'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We are not talking about Doris Fisher, Diane Hendricks, or Meg Whitman. We're talking about the knockout punch landed on UConn by Mississippi State and a buzzer beater for the ages. As great an upset as this is, does it foretell any real changes and the dominance of a few teams in women's college basketball? Should Mississippi State be the favorite to win it all? Hey, fellas, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan are asking, they be watching the ladies' game. What you saying? Now, Mississippi State, big props. I mean, First Lady, when you knock off the beast, Folks got to bow down, bow down. Yeah, y'all, hey, ladies. I know they can't do it because it's college and stuff. But if y'all go get y'all some of that, off, get y'all some little side champagne back in your, in your, in your little residence, and toast each other. Because y'all deserve the champagne being, the bottles being popped open and all of that, but we can't be doing that in college sports. But y'all deserve something like that, because I'm gonna tell you, y'all 111, these folks be whooping butt, tall but not little, boom 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 boom, and then y'all come up, look them in the eye and don't back down and just keep going. But I will say this: next year they'll be favored to win. Oh, not Mississippi State, UConn. UConn will be favored next year to win. That ain't nothing done changed. It's just that I just say, like, there's always a boxer's, as they say, a boxer's chance in sports. You always, if you are competitive enough to be on the level to compete, you can win. Odds may be long against you, but hey, Villanova, Georgetown, you can get beat. It happens. And that's the beauty of sports. So, hey, congratulations. And but no, ain't nothing to change. UConn will be favored next season. And Mississippi State, I hope you enjoy this, bro, because I don't get that y'all gonna get this far again next year. And I am not nearly tempted to say that Mississippi State is the favorite to win it all. I am not tempted to say that, but I'm going live in the moment. Live in the moment. First Lady, what you say?
Well, I kind of agree with you. I think UConn's dominance will continue. However, now there is a blueprint to beat UConn, though. They definitely are favored for, I would say they are favored for next year. Now, whether they'll go on another 100 and something winning streak, I don't think so. I don't think they'll get up to 100, but it's going to be significant. But I don't think they'll win as many because, like I said, Mississippi State showed you how to beat UConn. And the way to beat UConn with the current team that they have great bigs, but Mississippi State had great bigs, and that's what got UConn's bigs into trouble. They were in foul trouble, and that's where their strength is. So like I said, they've definitely provided a blueprint to win. The game was great. I was fortunate to catch the last 5 minutes of the game and the second half and the overtime. You could tell that Mississippi State really wanted to win that game, and actually they almost. It was interesting. They were very resilient because with 20 seconds left in the game, the referees, they went back and made a flagrant foul call, because the Mississippi State player kind of like elbowed one of the UConn players in the neck. It was unintentional. So they actually gave them 2 free throws and the ball, so they were able to tie the game, and they had the ball with the last 26 seconds left of the game. What happened, though, the UConn player made a mistake because she drove to the basket with 13 seconds left of the game. When you have a situation like that and you have the ball with the last seconds of the game, you make sure that you only get that last shot. And they didn't do that. And actually, she lost the ball, and the player who I think, Anthony Williams, she made a great defensive play because they could have easily called offensive foul, but there was a no call. And the young lady was the one who scored the winning point, and she made sure it was the last second. So it was a very great victory for them. Now, I don't think Mississippi State can beat South Carolina. Dawn Staley, she's done an excellent job coaching that team. They are a number 1 seed, Mississippi State is the number 2 seed. And I just think Mississippi State expended so much emotion, so much energy against the game against UConn. The game is going to be played on Sunday. And this is my opinion, I just think they're going to come out flat because their championship was beating UConn last night. And that is so much emotion. I just don't see them coming out to win. And I think Don Staley and South Carolina will win the championship. And you know what? What's going on with South Carolina? That's my parents grew up in South Carolina, and the women's might win the championship, and the men are in the Final Four. A big shout out to South Carolina. They're on top, South Kakalaki. But as far as the dominance, I don't think, like I said, there's no big dominance. It's not going to change the dominance because UConn will be definitely favorite to win next year. I just think they'll have a hard time doing it, and we'll see. Because now there's a blueprint to beat UConn.
All right, okay, Mississippi State, take your bow. Y'all, the giant killers. Okay, First Lady, take us to break.
The first 2 listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the 3 ladies are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLShop.com and a $25 gift card from our new partner, Victoria's Secrets. The hint is you need more than $1 billion. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel on the first part of Shout Out. Go MC, a humpback, Mississippi State.
I like the Mississippi. I like those Mississippi because the music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today, we have Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel with their album, Grynd Seazon. All right, DJ, let's hear the track. Roll up.
So fresh, so clean, like, hold up. Good kush on the scene, like, roll up. Screwtown, when they come around, they slow up. Style phone, cup lean, hold up. So fresh, so clean, like, hold up. Good kush on the scene, like, roll up. Screwtown, when they come around, they slow up. Style phone, cup lean, hold up.
Yeah, when the world gets dark and shady, I sit back, my lady, and I blaze through the weed, lift up to the heavens. Even though we living in Hades, so I say drink until I can't stomach shots like rabies, and the flow is batshit crazy, like one know, but no one knows, cause I excel. It's just getting hard to excel, and it's excel with that intel to just inhale, and I pray well. It's hole number 2 with a pencil. Excuse my French, bitch, that's just what I do. Good by my standards, great by you. That's why I represent the city of Q. Even though I hail for the home of the blues, I arrange words to get my green in the land of the purple. Nigga, what about you? I do what I choose to bless you. Spitting roundabouts, you can catch that too. Could a nigga really beat that dude with a tight flow? How the hell he getting that loose? Well, it's just words with peers of a higher tier. Brainstorm for quiet ears. Kush pull a reverse, pushing high Red Bull and no bullshit. And I pull a clip and a machine gun pacing. God is honest. And you may think it's a lot of nonsense. I'm steady bombing. I'm tired of slumming. I'm trying to bunk again.
So fresh, so clean, like, hold up. Good kush on the scene, like, roll up. Screwtown, when they come around, they slow up. Style phone, cup lean, hold up. So fresh, so clean, like, hold up. Good kush on the scene, like, roll up. Screwtown, when they come around, they slow up. Style phone, cup lean, hold up. When the world gets dark, there's no shine. Close your eyes, spend more time on these dope rhymes. Coke lines, your minds are terrible. Thing to waste. So when minds drift into space, like Apollo, that's showtime. Like a hollow floats your mind. Wow. A little hood, but I ain't thug. A little slim, but I ain't thug. Truthfully, on this smooth beat, like a dude who went up against Bruce Lee with the iron glove. Move speeds at a crooked Porsche with the force of an iron slug and a crew T. If you knew me, you see the J's. Bracelet on and a few C's that my son made in school. Please don't try to judge him, just cool breeze. Grew up
in the P's, in the J's with a few C's, so they call them cuz. No followers, just a small buzz, just a few B's, that's a lot of blood, sweat and tears. Your best shit? Second tier, I won't stop till my account got 5 O's. No, I ain't buzzed. You drunk, nigga? No, I ain't buzzed. Your whole clique must be high as fuck, cause y'all talking that best shit. Nigga piss test in the giant cup, cuz.
So fresh, so clean, like, hold up. Good kush on the scene, like, roll up. From town, when they come around, they slow up. Style phone, cup lean, pull up. So fresh, so clean, like, hold up. Good kush on the scene, like, roll up. From town, when they come around, they slow up. Style phone, cup lean, pull up.
Let me catch this beat, just hear me speak. Southwest Fresh about to break your street. Expect nothing less, don't neglect this heat. My lyrics be the best when your bass go deep. Got a freak to the seat on the side of me. Only ride with me, cause you masturbate to the seat when the bass and the beat quake to see. A nigga like you, late to see. Jazz step to the left, fade for 3. A nigga like you, fake to me. No debate, it's a rate to see. Real niggas dropping at a steady rate to me. So faithfully, I spread the fingers on the palm, then I hold the phone to bring doom upon your team. Call it core form, cause it ain't quite ether. I'm mean. I've seen how you seem to cling to frivolous things. Hakeem, I regime, fiend for the laws of the cream. But we know the world ain't all that it seems. There's a few things, there's a few dreams that we hold above. Not on the fence and no shoulder shrug. Like love, honesty, God, respect, and loyalty. And honestly, some of these boys be out there, straight out of there, without a care. Can't see to achieve not what you want, but what you need. It takes despair. I hate this there. Proceed so the grieving disseminates. Like a please, no need, just walk away. Giving G's like me, unfair display. I dare to say, I'm here to stay. The same yesterday like I was today. True yesterday like I was today. Real yesterday like I was today. We gon' roll it up, blow the smoke off in the air, chill the stress and let it clear. Your mind and we gon' hold it down. We gon' roll it up, blow the smoke off in the air, chill the stress and let it clear. Your mind and we gon' hold it down. We gon' roll it up, blow the smoke off in the air, chill the stress and let it clear. Your mind and we gon' hold it down. We gon' roll it up, blow the smoke off in the air, chill the stress and let it clear. Your mind and we gon' hold it down.
We gon' roll it up. We gon' roll it up. We gon' roll it up. We gon' roll it up.
All right, well, go ahead and roll it up. That was Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel with We Gonna Roll It Up. All right, let's go to the panel. All right, Spitface, what did you think of the song?
I like how they mixed it together. There was some interesting lyrics that they threw on in there. I'm shouting it out. I thought it had a little groove going to it and was well put together. Yeah, shout it out.
All right, you gonna shout out to that? I never thought I would have heard the N-word and God mentioned in the same song, but they did that. So I have to put, I'm going to give it a shout out to, it was, like you said, the production of the song was well together. I thought it was very professional as far as the sound. You know, the production was excellent. And they can rap too. They had a little beat to them with their rapping. So I'm going to roll up with a shout out for them.
Roll up with them.
Roll up with it. Okay. On part 2 of shout out, we're going to have another performance from Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Faster than lightning, know what you see, is smarter than me. And we know swimmers live in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea.
All right, it is time for Flip It, where our host defend the point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Is it time for the Cavaliers to do what all the other teams are doing and find ways to sit LeBron down? for several games. We asked the panel to defend. LeBron does not need a lot of rest. Just cut his minutes down a bit. He needs to keep the Cavaliers flowing at a high level. Well, First Lady, I'm just going to say that if you had asked me this question about 2 weeks ago, I would have said, find a way, disappoint the fans, but bench him. Say his little ankle, anything. Get that man some rest. He plays more minutes than any player in the entire NBA all season long. I mean, the brother gets, talk about working your mule to the bone. Now LeBron is just a physical, specimen. As that, I mean, he's just unique. That the boy got, but he is human. He's human, and you got to get it. There have been games where you can tell that he had just been playing so hard that he was just whooped, and by his own. So he one of them athletes that he ain't gonna do it on his own. He gonna fight to the end, and a lot of games it just ain't worth it. You look at the Bulls with Michael. They did not win every game. And they got to a point where they were like, you know what? We ain't got to worry about that number one seed because we know it's all because we could beat you on. We'll make your court our home court. And the Cavaliers, they can kind of do that too when it's on. But right now, the biggest reason to not sit him down is because Cavaliers are playing like crap. And they got to get some momentum going, or I don't, they might have a bigger issue than should they have gotten LeBron some rest. They got to get into a winning dominant flow before they get to the playoff, because teams starting to look up like they ain't scared of it. We ain't scared of you. First Lady, defend.
Oh, well, LeBron. Look, rest. I mean, LeBron is not in kindergarten and needs a nap time. This is the NBA. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, let's look what happened to the Cavs since they started resting LeBron. They have been losing. They're not even in first place anymore. The Celtics are in first place. They don't even have that winning attitude right now. I mean, the main thing that's going on is, when you go into the playoffs, you need to have momentum. You need to have that winning attitude going into the playoffs. And the Cavs have had a losing record in October since Coach Lue has been resting LeBron. Sure, LeBron plays too many minutes. He needs to reduce his minutes over the next several games. But he does not need to sit him anymore. The Cavs will not be in the finals if they continue to sit LeBron, because I don't even think they're going to get out of the East, because there's a lot of teams in the East that are building that momentum that I talked about, which you need to have going into the playoffs. Because when you have that momentum, it just carries right on into the playoffs. You can't turn it on and turn it off. And that's what Coach Lue is asking his team to do if he continues to rest LeBron James.
All right, you heard the defense, but this is flipping, so we have to flip the script and defend the opposing view. Sometimes you rest the workhorse even when they don't want it. Rest LeBron, he will be better for the playoffs. Now, there became a point when the Bulls, with his airness, realized that, hey, they could turn it on and turn it off. And the time to turn it on is in the playoffs. Not put all your energy into closing out the regular season when you need that energy for the real deal, the playoffs. As long as the Cavaliers guarantee themselves a spot in the playoffs, at least in the top three, it ain't no issue. they will be able to, with arrested LeBron, and they'll be able to have him at his peak efficiency. And the other part is players gotta get the other players need to be working on their game, and resting him, whether they win or lose, gives Coach Lou what he needs to work with, so that these other players will be able to step up in time for the playoffs and raise their level of play. Now, the Lakers, the Magic Johnson Lakers, they started resting some folks, and a lot of times they didn't have top seed, but they started slowing it down, and don't think Pop ain't above that. He ain't above that, the certain point where we done got to where we want in the regular, but our focus is on getting that team ready for the playoff. We ain't got to go out with a bang, because that might be our last shot. First Lady, defend.
Well, Greg Popovich, he's been resting his players for years, and this is why they have been so dominating in the playoffs, and they won so many championships. Now that LeBron is getting rest, it seems like it's a major problem. I mean, it was such a major problem that Adam Silver needed to intervene to come out with a memo to the teams. I mean, please, let LeBron rest. He has played so many minutes. He's averaging 37.4 minutes per game. He is second in the league behind Kyle Lowry, and he's injured right now. He's not even playing. So LeBron has been playing a lot of minutes. I mean, he's been playing a lot of minutes. And people have to understand, this man has been to 6 NBA finals. So the wear and tear on his body is unbelievable, because remember, in June, he's playing till June. Most players are home. They're in the islands. Remember, LeBron has been doing this for 6 years. So just look on the wear and tear, the numbers minutes that he's logged over the past 6 years, and now in the 7th year. This man needs to be rested. And like you said, Spitface, it really doesn't matter what place they are. As long as, like you said, they're in the top 3 and you have a rested LeBron, they should be able to beat any team in the East. Because once you rest LeBron, he's going to be better for the playoffs. It's no question about it. You don't want him to be run down, because when a king is going to be run down, I mean, he will not be the emperor. He'll be an emperor without a throne, because he's not going to win anything. He is going to be too tired, and he's going to have too much weight on his shoulder of playing all these hard, long minutes. So, yeah, they definitely got to rest LeBron, because we just don't want the king without a throne.
Actually, what it is the king need to take a rest and sit on the throne. have a, get a cup of latte. Take a chill. Get a little foot massage. Man. Hey, kick it. Okay, all right, First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2. Still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Over to you, Spitface.
All right, First Lady, let's see. I think we have something a little interesting for you today. Hey. Custom officials seize more than 40,000 counterfeit condoms. United States Customs officials seized more than 40,000 counterfeit condoms being imported to Puerto Rico. The U.S. Customs and Border Protection, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Homeland Security Investigation, and the Food and Drug Administration seized the counterfeit condoms being sent to Puerto Rico from China over the course of 5 days. Quote, counterfeit and pirated products threaten our economic security and undermine legitimate businesses that invest significant resources in the manufacture of safe, quality products. The CBP, Customs Border Protection, warned that counterfeit goods may cause long-term health conditions and other problems as they are not subject to quality controls. In the past, these cosmetics have been found to contain hazardous substances including cyanide, arsenic, mercury, lead, urine, and rat droppings. Ugh, yucky poo. Fake condoms will not guard the user against sexually transmitted diseases and pregnancy. Ricardo Mayoral, the special agent in charge who oversees HSI operations throughout Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, said the importation of counterfeit products can also affect jobs and promote criminal activity. Now, you know what? Hey, 40,000 counterfeit condoms. That's some bad use. Somebody out there going, hey, you know, we can get it on. No, you can't. And counterfeit rat droppings in the makeup. Oh no. I put it like this. That is my commercial for Buy American. Rat droppings, no rat droppings. Buy American. All right, guys down, the water is splashing on you. Must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It. Well, host defender pointed and flipped the script and defend the opposing view. The men's NCAA basketball champions is going on, and there is drama. Who will win? On the ladies' side, things were a little different. Lady UConn was expected to roll over, if not simply mop up the competition on the way to another title. Big shout out to Mississippi State for pulling off the upset. The question remains, is it good for the women's game to have one team so dominant? 80 and 90 game, 111 winning streaks, 4 back-to-back, 11 total champions tying the UCLA Bruins men's. Does this really point to the level of sexism and lack of talent in the women's game? Panel defend. Lady UConn is dominating, but that does not mean they play inferior teams because of sexism in college sports. Now, First Lady, I was looking at this situation, and one, I just want to be clear that, yes, we are saying there's sexism in college sports. So, so just want to make that clear. There is sexism in college sports. And Lady UConn is not dominating because they're playing inferior teams due to the sexism in college sports. They are dominating because they built a reputation among women athletes who play basketball that they the team to go to. So when you got a reputation where you can get the cream of the crop and get them to come to your program, you got a good chance you're going to be dominating for a while. Now, so that has nothing to do with the sexism that's in college sports. It has everything to do with the allure to and the effectiveness of the recruiting that UConn does. You know, and they backing that recruiting up with the dollars, with the cashola, you know, and you know, from their alumni and everything else. So you know, other programs need to work on that themselves, but they are dominating not because they're playing inferior teams or because of the sexism. They're dominating because they have the allure and attractiveness to get the good players. First Lady, defend.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. There is definitely sexism in college women's sport, but the reason why the Lady UConn, you know, they're so dominating, they became dominated because of their coach. Gino Urarima. He built that team since 1985. And like you said, recruiting had a lot to do with it. But also, there's been a lot of great teams in women's college basketball. I mean, how could you forget the Lady Volunteers? They were dominating behind the late, great Pat Summitt. So the thing is, people need to realize that women's college basketball really didn't develop until 1982 when they had their first championship. Men's basketball developed in 1939. So they have several years jump on women's basketball. Women's basketball really has only been relevant for 36 years. So it's going to take time for these programs in college, women's college basketball to develop. And as you indicated, Spitface, the Lady UConn, they do a great job of recruiting because they are the team to beat. But there's still other great teams. It's going to take time for the teams to develop. I mean, we're talking about 36 years. That's when it comes to sports. That's not that long. You remember, people forget years ago they were playing women's college basketball prior to 1982, half court. They used to have women set up in the front and the front court and the back court, and they couldn't cross the line. That's how women's college basketball was played. So to me, it's not about sexism. I just think the game is still developing, and the Lady UConn's team, they just have been a team that was built based off of their ability to recruit, like you were indicating. But I mean, there's still teams out there that can recruit. There's still some great teams. It's just that everybody wants to go to UConn. So that's where we are. But I think it's going to change. I think, more attention is going to be placed on women's basketball now. And I just think, it's going to be parity eventually, but not right now.
All right. First Lady, now we have to flip the script and defend the opposing view. Lady UConn's domination is a glaring example of sexism in college sports. They are one of the few teams to get the schmackaroos, the money to have a strong women's program. Now, one of the things is that the women's college game, is I'll just say has been the little sister to the men's game, given the nature of college sports for women in general. Until a certain title got passed where colleges had to start putting some money into the women's athletic programs, it was just flat out, y'all are second and third tier citizens in the college athletic community. And a lot of that has changed. It is not over with. There's a lot to work with. But the other part to that is that the unwillingness to still put the proper amount of money into the women's athletic programs, it causes the space for teams like UConn to be dominant because they're just one of the few that is willing to do that. And now they have the allure, the attractiveness with the top, because they're going to spend the money. And it's not to diminish teams like UConn who do the work and build a program, but by far other programs just ain't got that. And so it's not an unfair advantage that because your school won't do what it needs to do or put the money in, the product that they're putting out there to compete is just going to be somewhat inferior. That ain't UConn's issue, but it starts to glare that since that title got passed, that in the ladies' game is still just a clustered group that are spending the money and they're dominating the program. First Lady, the fifth.
what can you say? You know, like you said, money is king. Dollars mean a lot. And unfortunately, like you said, they're not putting the money in the women's colleges on basketball. And the main thing, where is most of the money generated from? Most of the revenue is generated from TV and television. That's where any sports make their money. And let's face it, the men's basketball is the king. They get all the revenues from their TV contracts. It's interesting. The championship games, the conferences for the men, they'll get paid. I forgot how much it is, but they get millions of dollars. Whereas women's basketball, the teams and the conferences don't get the money. The money doesn't come back into the system. So it's always up to the universities to put out the money for the college game. And as you indicated, Spitface, money is king, and that's the reason why women's basketball is not at that level as right now. And the interesting thing about it with the TV contract, they used to be with CBS, and now they're with ESPN. But, you know, ESPN, they have so many, plethora of network channels, they move the game around constantly. As a matter of fact, one of the players recently tweeted and was very upset that the ESPN channel was showing the NIT championship over the women's championship. So, that's the second string men's basketball was getting more play than the women's basketball. So that's where we are. It's all about the money. And so that is sexism when you think about it. It's because they put more money into to men's sports than they do into women's sports. So until the TV contracts, until that changes, women's sports will be second fiddle to men, and it's always going to be that way, except for in tennis. But anyway, that's another category. So anyway, tennis, the women have come up to the same level, and eventually college women will be up there. I mean, look at the WNBA. Who cares about the WNBA? I mean, they don't even make decent money in the WNBA. You make more money being a regular professional. They make, $50,000 a year, most of the players. So, it's all about money. So that's where we are.
All right. There will be a brighter day. And, by the way, Venus Williams beat the number one ranked female tennis player. So I'm going Venus.
Go ahead.
But first, I was trying to figure out how does Serena not be the number one? But whoever.
Serena, that's in the Miami Open. Serena did not go to the Miami Open. She wasn't playing in the Miami Open.
Yeah. But I'm still going. How was she not ranked the number one, even though she didn't go? But Venus took care of that. All right, take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we'll have another performance from Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
Love you, Venus. Bras, panties, and sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and the crew. Over to you.
We have another performance from Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel with their album Grynd Seazon. All right, DJ, let's hear Politics.
Likely I'm high. It's just another way to get by. I'm so broke to yet find ways to get fly. I'm saying, nah, I'm just a nigga from the least. Bare white shit, I'm just practicing what I preach. I practice it in the speech. You hear when I speak, I'm just matching it to the beat. I'm rapping it as we speak. Am I breaking the fourth wall? A fool for the cool and the RIPs. But no true shit, it's just true shit. Just another case of a nigga spitting blue shit. I got next, so you better get on your woo shit. Nigga, that's true shit. Your crew spit, Couldn't even give two shits cause y'all ain't that evil. Your mafia just too sick. Stay 2 steps behind, but no problem. We keep firing over your ways. That's true shit. Still politics is wild. Still politics is wild. Still politics is wild. Still politics. Still politics is wild. Still politics is wild. Still politics is wild. Still politics. Yeah, and I'm still kicking the flow in. But the life I'm living with no ears is coming to no end. No joking, I'm pussy, I ain't coming to slow dance. Stick smoking, it ain't clear cause we got no fans. We the best that never done it. And all this social media got most of these niggas extra fresh and all they comments like they dying for the brawl. And all this line on my wall got me feeling like the best that ever happened. And it's a jungle out there. Don't forget the tigers and bears, snakes, scandals, and stairs. I bear 2 oars like my 2 oars with no tattoos. If I choose, I could bruise, dudes, whole crews, these verbal tools. Nothing moves but the money, you know the rules. Verbal hair trigger, dismember the figure of the thought that made you trigger. You get into the whole list. Before the rest of GS get a chance to deploy, I go out Henry McCoy. It's still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics. 2016. It's still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Now you can catch me extra fresh and all the comments like they dying for the brawl. And all this line on my wall got me feeling like the best that ever happened. And it's a jungle out there. Don't forget the tigers and bears, snakes, scandals, and stairs. I bear 2 oars like my 2 oars with no tattoos. If I choose, I could bruise, dudes, whole crews, with these verbal tools. Nothing moves but the money, you know the rules. Verbal hair trigger, dismember the figure of the thought that made you trigger. You get into the whole list. Before the rest of GS get a chance to deploy, I go out Henry McCoy. It's still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics. 2016. It's still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics as usual. 2016. Still politics. Okay, and the verse still going dope like I'm pushing, cause I keep pulling green lighting it behind, cause they fall beyond hindsight, so we owe middle. Well, fuck it, let it get them. These fugazi broads trying to be rap superstars. I'll put you on the juicer rocket and blast your ass to Mars. My lyrics monster. I smash cars, I season stars. Pass your level, I'm out Everest, you just respect a pebble. Cause fucking trouble, it's fucking space. I ain't found my place, I ain't got a fan base. Near new breeder race that moves at a faster pace than the cloud. Trying to climb me down, only makes me loud. My weed's loud, I'm quite wild. Before I black out.
All right. Okay. That was Grynd Seazon and Noah Archangel with Politics. Okay, let's go to the panel. Well, anyway, I'll start it off because I'm going to say I like the song. I actually like that one a little bit better than I thought the music. I love the flow of it, the music and the production of it. I mean, both songs were good, but I kind of had an edge for this one, so I'm going to shout this one out. Spitface, what did you think about it?
I'm gonna give it a shout out, and I'm gonna say politics is right, because basically, I'm listening to the lyrics, and I'm gonna tell you, it's some bull pucky going on. It's some definite bull pucky going on, and sometimes so I like how they threw in some awareness, and then like I say that little mix with the vocals and stuff. It just interesting. So I'm shouting it out.
All right. So they've got 2 shout outs on 2 songs. Well, that's the end of shout out. If you like what you heard from Grynd Seazon and Noah, Archangel, check them out at bandofthehawk.com. Bandofthehawk.com. If you like what you heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. It's time for the hardwood picks. I took the title last season. Can I have 2 crowns this year? The NFL and the hardwood crown. Well, we will see. Well, let's go to our picks from last week. Well. Little Miss CJ, she really was in her groove. She ended up with 145,000 points and did not get one answer wrong. Shout out CJ. Go ahead, CJ. So I ended up coming in second place with 70,000 points. And Spitface, you're bringing up the rear with minus 70,000 points. But
no, we got to make a move.
Yeah, but you know it is. It's very early in the game. So let's get to our new picks for the week. Gonzaga will have more rebounds than South Carolina. 60,000 for the correct answer, minus 50,000 for the incorrect answer. I don't know. I can't remember. Let me see. I'm going to say no. Spitface, what's your answer?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to say yes. And do we have CJs? Or we'll have to get CJs? Or
we'll have to get CJs.
Okay. And Spitface said no. All right. South Carolina will block more shots than UNC. Now, how could that be possible? Are they playing UNC or are they playing Gonzaga?
They're playing 2 different teams.
So what we try to say, that South Carolina is going to make it to the Final Four? I mean, make it to the championship game?
No. What it is that South Carolina will have more block shots in their battle than UNC will have in their battle.
Okay, all right. Look, okay, I sometimes things just got to explain. That went over my head for some reason. But anyway, as many times I've been doing this, sometimes you get confused. Okay. South Carolina will have more block shots than UNC. I say no. Spitface?
Yes.
Okay. Gonzaga will score more points than Oregon. I'm going to say no. Spitface?
Yes.
Okay. Oregon will make more 3-pointers than UNC. Let's see, UNC. I'm going to say yes. Spitface?
Yes.
Okay. Gonzaga and UNC will be the final 2. I'm going to say no. And I have not been given the points, but that's okay. I'm going to say no. Spitface?
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the NBA. We only have one question for the NBA. Russell Westbrook will not have a triple-double this week. And that's 150,000 for the correct answer, minus 155 for the incorrect answer. I will say no. He's a triple-double machine. Spitface.
I'm tempted to say yes, because triple doubles, even though he's a triple double machine, it's still hard to get them triple doubles. But I'm gonna have to go he will have a triple-double. He'll have one.
Yeah. Okay. So your answer is no, right?
No.
Okay. So we'll see how we do next week, and we'll get Miss CJ's responses. So it's time for our panel to give their outrageous predictions for the week. Spitface, what's your outrageous prediction for the week?
That Colin Kaepernick will be picked up by a team, and the team will be the Texans.
I think the North Carolina Panthers need to pick up Colin Kaepernick because
oh no,
because Cam Newton had surgery.
You're gonna throw Cam all up under the bus.
No. Let me tell you what my outrageous prediction will be. And it's not going to be outrageous. That Cam Newton will be ready for the start of the season after undergoing rotator cuff surgery. He had rotator cuff surgery this past week. Why wasn't that done at the beginning of when the season ended? I mean, come on now. That doesn't even make sense. He is not going to be ready for the beginning of the season. So my outrageous prediction is he will be ready for the beginning of the season. That's why they need to go get Colin Kaepernick. Okay. Well, we've been talking about women's college basketball a lot today on the show. So shout out to all the women college basketball players. We definitely giving you your dues right now. But anyway, the late great Pat Summitt once said, "You can't always be the most talented person in the room, but you can be the most competitive." And that's what the Lady Mississippi State team did. And that's how they beat the Lady UConns. Anyway, please enjoy the poetic performance at the end of the show. And this has been Cheryl Smith along with Spitface. And you have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. See you next week. See you, CJ.
You are my light, my love, my inspiration, my heart, my soul, my patience, my words I write on paper. You are my father. You are my light, my love, my inspiration, my heart, my soul, my patience, my words I write on paper. You are my father, my father. You were more than a man who raised another man's child. You were my daddy, the one that was proud the last days of October the 30th, 1972, not knowing what the future holds, but holding what you saw as your own future daughter grown. Lumps of pain in your throat as you were ridiculed with not the daddy coming from their throat. But let me tell you what happened. You became who you were meant to be, my daddy. Not sowing the seed, but reaping the harvest of my heart. My angel in the dark, but mostly in my thoughts. You taught me I would love you without a doubt. I miss you, and I hope I have a husband who looks like you, who treats me like you, and loves thick women just like you do. And I'll tell the kids stories of you so they'll know what they missed by losing you so young. I'll show my side of your fun. I'll treat them like you treated me, individualize each love for every one of them, having enough kisses, hugs, and nose rubs, unconditional love. And I'll always remember our father and daughter affairs, you taking me to church's chicken for 2 legs, fries, apple pie, eating ice cream in your ride, putting my finger in your eye, you putting me in a headlock, putting my arms in knots, tickling me when I cry. I'm still wiping my eyes. My love for you will never die. Do you want to know why? Because you were my daddy. You are my light, my love, my inspiration, my heart, my soul, my patience, my You are my light, my love, my inspiration, my heart, my soul, my patience, my words I write on paper. You are my father.